Hi guys, I'm reading part 6, chapter 17 of The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. So let's get started. Chapter 17. This is what I do when I'm back in my room. I take off my clothes and put on my nightgown. I look for the pat of butter in the toe of my right shoe, where I hid it after dinner. The cupboard was too warm. The butter is semi-liquid. Much of it has sunk into the paper napkin I wrapped it in. Now I'll have butter in my shoe. Not the first time, because whenever there's butter, even margarine, I have some in this way. I get most of the butter off the shoe lining with a washcloth or some toilet paper from the bathroom tomorrow. I rub the butter over my face, work it onto the skin of my hands. There's no longer any hand lotion or face cream, not for us. Such things are considered vanities. We are containers. It's only the insides of our bodies that are important. The outside can become hard and wrinkled for all they care. Like the shell of a nut. This was a decree of the wives, the absence of hand lotion. They don't want us to look attractive. For them, things are bad enough as it is. The butter is a trick I learned at the Rachel and Leah Center. The Red Center, we call it, because there was so much red. My predecessor in this room, my friend with the freckles and the good laugh, must have done this too, this buttering. We all do it. As long as we do this, butter our skin to keep it soft, we can believe that we will someday get out, that we will be touched again in love or desire. We have ceremonies of our own, private ones. The butter is greasy, and I will go rancid. It will smell like an old cheese, but at least it's organic, as they used to say. To such devices have we descended. Buttered I lie on my single bed, flat like a piece of toast. I can't sleep. In the semi-dark, I stare up at this blind plaster eye in the middle of the ceiling, which stares back down at me, even though it can't see. There's no breeze. My white curtains are like gauze bandages, hanging limp, glimmering in the aura cast by the searchlight that illuminates this house at night. Or is there a moon? I fold back the sheet carefully up on silent bare feet in my nightgown, go to the window like a child. I want to see the moon on the breast of the new fallen snow. The sky is clear but hard to make out because the searchlight, but yes, in the obscured sky, a moon does not float, newly a wishing moon. A silver of ancient rock, a goddess, a wink. The moon is a stone. The sky is full of deadly hardware, but oh God, how beautiful anyway. I want Luke here so badly. I want to be held and told my name. I want to be valued in ways that I am not. I want to be more than valuable. I repeat my former name. Remind myself of what I once could do, how others saw me. I want to steal something. In the hall, the night light's on. The long space glows gently pink. I walk one foot set carefully down, then the other, without creaking, along the runner, as if on a forest floor, sneaking my heart quickly through the night house. I'm out of place. This is entirely illegal. Down past the fisheye, off the hall wall, I can see my white shape of tented body, hair down my back like a mane. My eyes gleaming. I like this. I'm doing something of my own. This, the active. It's tense. Sorry, is it a tense? Tensed. What I would like to steal is a knife from the kitchen, but I am not ready for that. I reach the sitting room door. I reach the sitting room door ajar. Slip in, leave the door a little open. A squeak of wood, but who's near enough to hear? I stand in the room, letting the pupils of my eyes dilate, like a cat's or owl's. Old perfume, cough, dust fill my nostrils. There's a slight mist coming through the cracks around the closed drapes from the searchlight outside, where two men, doubtless patrol. I have seen them from above, from behind my curtains, dark shapes, cutouts. Now I can see outlines, gleams from the mirror, the bases of the lamps, the vases, the sofa looming like a cloud at dusk. What should I take? Something that will not be missed. In the wood at midnight, a magic flower, a withered daffodil, not one from the dried arrangement. The daffodils will soon be thrown out. They begin to smell, along with Serena's stale fumes. The stench of her knitting. I grope, find an end table, feel. There's a clink. I must have knocked something. I find the daffodils, crisp as at the edges, where they've dried. Limp towards the stems. Use my fingers to pinch. I will press this somewhere. Use the mattress. Leave it there. For the next woman, the one who comes after me, to find. But there's someone in the room behind me. I hear the step, quiet as mine, the creaking of the same floorboard. The door closes behind me like a little click, cutting the light. I freeze. White was a mistake. I'm snow in moonlight, even in the dark. Then a whisper, "Don't scream, it's all right." As if I'd scream, as if it's all right. I turn, a shape, that's all, dull glint of cheekbone, devoid of color. He steps towards me. Nick. What are you doing in here? I don't answer. He's too illegal. Here, with me, he can't give me away, nor I him. Pulls me against him, his mouth on mine. What else comes from such denial? Without a word, both of us, shaking, how I'd like to. In Serena's parlor, with the dried flowers on the Chinese carpet, his thin body, a man entirely unknown. It would be like shouting. It would be like shooting someone. My hand goes down. How about that? I could unbutton and then, but it's too dangerous. He knows it. We push each other away, not far. Too much trust, too much risk, too much already. I was coming to find you, he says, breathes, almost into my ear. I want to reach up, taste his skin. He makes me hungry. His fingers move, feeling my arm under the night's gown sleeve, as if his hand won't listen to reason. It's so good to be touched by someone, to be felt so greedily, to feel so greedy. Luke, you know you'd understand. It's you here in another body. Bullshit. Why? I say. Is it so bad for him that he'd take the risk of coming to my room at night? I think of the hanged men hooked on the wall. I can hardly stand up. I have to get away, back to the stairs, before I dissolve entirely. His hands on my shoulder now, held still, heavy, pressing down on me like warm lead. Is this what I would die for? I'm a coward. I hate the thought of pain. He told me to, says Nick. He wants to see you in his office. What do you mean? I say. The commander must be. See me? What does he mean by see? Hasn't he had enough of me? Tomorrow, he says, just audible. In the dark parlour, we move away from each other slowly, as if pulled towards each other by force. Current, pulled apart also by hands, equally strong. I find the door, turn the knob, fingers on cool porcelain. Open. It's all I can do. End of chapter 17 and end of part 6. Next will be part 7 and chapter 18. That was an interesting chapter, I think. Like the aftermath of having been, by her master and her recovery of that and her just simple acceptance of what happened. Anyway, bye.